Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT Takeover Brooklyn. The biggest fight of the summer may be one night away, but as for tonight, Takeover has arrived and NXT is prepared to take over Brooklyn here tonight in the Barclays Center to bring you another incredible night of action. And boy oh boy are we starting it off big. The D.C.C's fallout continues and it comes to a head here tonight. Coren and Chris Sabin collide one-on-one. The winner goes on tonight to have a shot at the NXT Championship inside that triple threat. We're starting things off with just madness in NXT, and it gets even more mental from then on. The NXT Women's Champion Nikki Cross demanding competition, demanding the best of the best, and she's going to get it here tonight. Fatal 4-way, falls count anywhere, rules apply, anything goes in this one. Can Nikki Cross prove that she is the dominant women's champion that she claims to be and walk out with that NXT Women's Championship still around her waist? We'll find out. But then of course, we have that main event. We already know Okada will defend his title against Tanahashi, but who will be that third competitor? Will it be Chris Sabin? Will it be Coren? We will find out in the main event tonight. NXT Championship on the line. The cards and the deck really stacked against Okada here tonight to walk out with that title. But as the same with Nikki Cross, can he walk out still NXT champion? We'll find out, but we are prepared to get things underway here at TakeOver. Let's get to it. Let's get to Sabin and Coren. And here we go as this one gets underway. I am your host this evening, the living legend Lars Crisco, joined for this huge event by the Raw General Manager Dauro Inallo.
Hello, you just heard him call out me. I am the Raw General Manager, Dauro Inallo, here in NXT, once again.
You can keep talking, I've run out of breath from that intro.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Props to you. So, for this match here, after some time to let it settle in and think about it, I think I'm going with Coren.
Okay.
Yeah, just...
Sabin's kind of shit out of luck then. It's 2-0. I'm going with Coren as well.
It's really hard to argue against the guy.
I mean, he's got that going for him. And also last week on NXT. I mean, last week on NXT could have been split either way when you look at it. Coren beat Tanahashi in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, plain and simple. Then tried to get attacked by Sabin, which backfired, quote unquote, because after Sabin had beat him down, Bram and Christopher Daniels came in, and along with Sabin kept Coren down and knocked him down. So technically Sabin got the last laugh on that part. But then during Sabin and Okada's match, this man's theme started playing, distracted Sabin for long enough, and Okada picked up the win. And needless to say, we don't have to talk about, Coren walking out on Sabin 2 weeks ago in that tag team match and leaving him to Tanahashi and Okada. It is a big fight feel already, and we're only on match 1 of the night.
Yeah, and even though this is the first match of the night, it has the biggest impact on the last match of the night, because as we know, the winner is moving to the main event.
It is a big fight feel. It is a big moment. It has a big outcome, but it's also so surprising to look at this one and realize just 4 months ago, this man was brought in as the protege of Chris Sabin, to be his right or left hand man, to be that guy by the side of him, to basically be in the second in command of the D.C.C. Here we are 4 months later. This man wants nothing to do with the D.C.C, nothing to do with Chris Sabin, and is infatuated by the same prize that Chris Sabin is, the NXT Championship.
Yeah, and it was really the biggest mistake of the D.C.C and the greatest opportunity for Coren. Sort of comes off as he did it for himself.
It's not as if this man would want to do it for anyone else. He's had a reputation in the past of not caring for anyone. Used to be it unless it was the D.C.C. Now it's just unless you're Coren.
Yeah, it's kind of sad in a certain way for Sabin. You got to think, this man's your protege, and now you're fighting him.
If it wasn't for Sabin, this man wouldn't be in the universe. Plain and simple.
Yeah, and while I'm sure right now his mind is only focused on taking everything out of Coren right now, there's got to be something inside of him that's just sort of sad. to put it
Probably
frank.
a part of him that doesn't want to do this. Deeply
Exactly.
regretting it. Wondering, is there anything else I could have done? And probably not. Holy shit. I think all the work that Coren has done in the past, some of the victories he has gained, he's pinned Okada in one-on-one action before. That's something Sabin hasn't done. That's something Sabin hasn't done for a long time. He beat Stone Cold Steve Austin to take over London in a no-holds-barred, incredible matchup. Sabin has occupied that main event for the last 2 takeovers, potentially the last 3 takeovers following tonight if he wins this match. And if he drops the ball on all 3 of those occasions, the frustration, I think, only continues to grow within Sabin and within Coren. Coren believes it's his spotlight and Sabin shouldn't be in it. Sabin believes the same. Similar beliefs colliding to make an interesting matchup here tonight, but you can see Sabin's experience advantage kind of playing a toll here over Coren, perhaps hoping the rookie will make a few errors. And we'll see as this match continues on what will transpire here. Back and forth reversals by both men right now in the corner, but it's Sabin who sends Coren into the other corner, only to collide face first into it. Snapmare driver there, and Sabin goes down. So I was about to say with Coren continue on, but it's the counter by Sabin, and I made the point, but you seem to not saying anything in response. The experience advantage here. Will Sabin look to try and catch Coren out on a few rookie mistakes and try and capitalize on them, or does he maybe worry in the fact that maybe Coren knows too much because Sabin's taught him so much?
Well, the sort of rookie pro sort of thing you're getting at here kind of seems invalid when you look at what Coren has already done so quick. It seems like there's no fault in this man. So it seems like something that would kind of be luck. It'd be down to luck to see Coren flop, wouldn't you think?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So far here, I mean, as is usual, both of these men, pretty 50-50 match.
Which is interesting, given Sabin's height and weight disadvantage he's giving up here. There was the Enziguri. Here will be the cradle shock, maybe. He brings Coren in. Oh, it's countered.
Easy reversal for Coren there. Not even struggling.
Probably had to maybe counter it so many times when training that he's just used to it. And now look at him taking advantage. Oh, high angle, bringing him down on the head there.
Moves like that are never easy to see.
Oh, here we go. This is a move that we've seen quite a lot of recently. I still have no idea what he is. He hooks him in that gory bomb and then dumps him down.
It's quite an odd maneuver, even every time you see it.
Goes into the cover here, dead center, middle of the ring, hoping to put Sabin away, but the former NXT champion still powering out.
Yeah, you'd be crazy to think that the match would be over that fast.
Well, Coren probably hoping that his damage advantage, the pain that he brings into matches, could hopefully, or maybe just to try and weird out, or maybe try to mentally get in the mind of Sabin, something along those lines, I don't know. Sabin puts Coren on the outside right now, and brings him back in the ring. Simple but effective.
Yeah, you made a point of a sort of mind game, sort of getting at that. And even in this sort of match, for Sabin most importantly, that seems like that will try to be his angle. Do you think Coren could slip up in that sense?
No. No, I don't think so.
Oh.
I think this is a man who's played mind games in the past as well to his own advantage. So I couldn't see that transpiring.
I was going to make a point there. You saw Sabin's body like contorting and twisting into the ropes. That was a nasty shot.
Basically went limp from that impact, from that DDT. And the more damage going to the head here, the more it's going to be easier when that clock strikes 12 is eventually hit to put this match to bed.
Yeah, I gotta say, so far, although I...
Oh, hang on. May see more roll through into a... Oh, my God! This is what makes this man so weird. You look at his... He's about 245. He's about 6 foot... I don't know, 6'4", 6'5" maybe. And he's able to do stuff like that. The only other person I've seen do that recently is Akira Tozawa.
quite frankly, seeing a man that large do something like that is scary.
I'd even be high inclined to say that I don't know if Sabin could do it.
I'd highly doubt he could do that to a man that's as vigorous as Coren is.
There's that insecurity again, though. Cracking him in the skull. Needs to try and get him away from the turnbuckle here in the ropes.
Quite effective for Sabin so far, that Enziguri working in his favor. That's about the second or third one I think we've seen so far.
It's bringing him... Wait, he's literally just trying to concuss him because he's going into the back of the head as well, which is obviously the weak spot where you can do the most damage. But we see Coren completely unfazed by it.
As per usual.
In the corner.
Going for it.
Oh, this is probably going to be... This...
Ugh.
Oh,
Those
three
forearms.
strikes in the back. And German suplex from the top.
That's a cool point right there. We've seen Coren do 3 German suplexes so far in this match. All 3 of them from different positions. That's crazy.
He's bringing his mind games. He's using innovative offense to try and throw Sabin off, because obviously Sabin's going to know a lot of his offense so well because he's taught so much of it to him as well. Coren perhaps trying to break out some new skills, but here's an old-timer. The cradle shock. Is this going to be Coren's first pinfall loss? Is this the main event for Sabin? It's not.
Yeah, that would have been... Again, even this far into the match, I'm not expecting it to end anytime soon.
Strength there by Coren, just lift him off as if he was nothing there. But Sabin's still got enough in him to fight back. Okay, maybe not. Oh, yeah, maybe he does. They're using the corners a lot in this contest.
Hey, in a match like this, you got to use everything to your advantage. Maybe you can't use weapons, but those ropes and those turnbuckles can be considered weapons in their own right.
Especially if you were to take the padding off of one turnbuckle, then it becomes definitely a weapon that you can use to your advantage.
Just about as effective as your standard steel chair, I'd say.
Ooh, knee in the gut. We're probably going to be seeing a steel chair tonight in the multi-man matches. And probably wouldn't take it away with the likes of Nikki Cross in those multi-man matches as well.
Nikki Cross. Now that is a match that I am looking forward to on this card. As with most matches, this is a start.
Oh boy, what are we gonna see here?
Oh.
Oh, this is a move that I've seen from the greatest wrestler in the world. This is a Seth Rollins move right here. Beautifully done. Seth Rollins would be proud.
Normally it's hard to lift a man when you're on even ground. He picked him up more than should be allowed. That was impressive.
With ease as well. Oh, if this is what I think it is. We saw this recently. We saw it to Okada. And it is going to be that. It's a kick in the gut.
Oh.
Sabin getting powerbombed.
That.
Watch the
I
ball
can't
just
even
go
watch.
limp.
I cannot watch the replay of that.
That just goes to show there is no emotion in this man towards the man who trained him, who brought him into this universe, who gave him a place to make a name for himself. And he just powerbombed him on the apron as if he were nothing. And now he's lying in wait. Now Coren's wanted to go to that main event. But Sabin, as deluded as he has become, he still fights back.
Pardon me, I had to take a minute. That was... Ow.
Well, we're not done yet, so don't worry.
Yeah,
we may see more bad moves like that one. Sabin though turns him round. Oh my god, he's not gonna be able to do another one. He brings him in. Cradle shock.
Not going for the pin.
Look at it. Look at the way he does it. He barely had enough energy to lift him up there, and Coren just dumps onto his side. I don't think Sabin has enough energy left in him to go for that, but he's going to jump right into the cover, hooks the leg. There's one, there's two, and Coren kicks out. That's the closest he's come to suffering a pinfall loss.
Oh, what?
What?
He snapped right back up.
Yeah. And there goes Sabin right back down.
God, the athleticism of both these men is
Great counter
astounding.
there by Sabin, slowing down the pace right away But Coren giving him no chance to get an advantage in this one. What a lariat there to bring him down. The thing is, well, these two men are going this fast-paced. They've still got a main event to deal with later on tonight.
Yeah, I believe I made that point last time I showed up here on NXT. That's an uphill climb from here to the main event for whoever wins this match. It's crazy to think it's an odd time where Coren could possibly be considered an underdog.
Potentially. It could happen. I mean, that is if he even gets to that main event, obviously. Sabin is truly giving it his all here. This is the performance of a champion. This is a man who will never say die, even if it is for, you could argue, the wrong reasons.
Yeah. And you gotta think, Sabin is the smaller man here. And Coren is the one that seems to be doing the deadlier offense attacks. If Sabin even wins right now, I can't say I'll be rooting for him in the main event.
A point to make, though, in regards to the whole power moves being hit. Oh, wait a minute. We may have to come back to that point. Clock strikes 12.
Oh.
Middle of the ring. The cover. Ref into countdown with 1, 2, 3. Coren's going to the main event.
2 words. Hard hitting for Coren here in this show tonight. Wow.
He surpasses the man who trained him. The student has become the master. But will the student become the NXT champion by the end of tonight? He may have given a whole load more than he was anticipating in that match. And will he be exhausted? Will he still have enough to give in that title match later on tonight? We wait to see. But what a way to kick things off on Brooklyn. What a match that was.
Wow. It's crazy when your opener can potentially be match of the night when compared to the rest of the card, you know?
There is still a whole lot of action to go to, but my God, did we just start off in an incredible fashion with an incredible match. And now we've got the official word through, of course. There it is. That is your match. That is your main event later on tonight. Champion Okada in the middle challenges Tanahashi and Coren either side of him. Now Okada knows his opponent, but Okada has an opponent that he's never beat.
Well, what I was getting at is, to Coren, you have a certain amount of time to rest. Use it wisely.
Well, let's see if he will. We know what this guy is like. But anyway, we're going to move on here to the first title match of the night. NXT Global Championship up for grabs between Pentagon Jr. and Bret the Hitman Hart.
Nice pyrotechnics and
great 8-bit fire there.
Yeah, I liked it.
Look, sometimes we work on a budget. This is NXT. They have certain budgets to follow.
Hey, I'm not dissing them.
It's just so we don't. It's just so they don't set fire to Full Sail. But you know, some of the other talent on the division, like Edge, who has constant pyro. I'm surprised Full Sail is still standing. Anyway, bit of a backstory for this one. Pentagon Jr. became #1 contender 3 or 4 weeks ago thereabouts, defeating the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne to become the #1 contender. And Bret the Hitman Hart did not take too kindly to that. Launched a couple of attacks on Pentagon Jr. Pentagon Jr. has done the same in return. And Bret the Hitman Hart this past NXT stating that he's basically looking past Pentagon Jr. here tonight. He has no real care for this. He believes there is no one in the Global Championship division who can come close to him, who can even light a candle compared to him. And until Bret can get that opportunity to go up to the top and challenge for the NXT Championship, he will make this division the greatest division in NXT purely because he is a part of it.
So for Bret here, it's just more of a throwaway than it is a competitive match.
But the problem is you shouldn't overlook Pentagon Jr., especially since his right to NXT. This man's been on a mean streak of wins.
Yeah, so it's really an oversight here. So I think with that being said, I'm got to give it to Pentagon for this one.
That's a smart idea, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, Bret with the sort of mindset that's being painted here, I can't imagine he's given it 100%.
Probably not, but who knows? It's Takeover. It's a big night for NXT, and I think Bret will he'll try in this one. I think he'll try and give it his all, maybe. But we'll see. Bret the Hitman Hart, of course, won that championship at the last Takeover. To become the first ever NXT Global Champion, won a Battle Royal. But since then, of course, Bret's actions have not been that respectable within the ring. Usually known as the master tactician and the incredible chain wrestler and technical wrestler that he is. Well, Bret has more so become accustomed with a low blow right now to finish off his opponents. Matter of fact, last time you were on NXT, he flattened Pentagon Jr. with a low blow in the middle of the ring.
I recall. And yeah, I think it's for that sort of dirtiness. I as a promoter, as a person, I can't really stand for that. I can't root for that.
I mean, it is 100% blatant cheating, and I think with a guy like Bret Hart in a place like NXT has become, there's not really much place for it. Let's see, we're getting off to a good start here. Chain wrestling to get us underway.
Yeah, it's kind of baffling for a man like Bret Hart to be doing what he's been doing when the man's a technical masterclass in his own right.
I think that it just airs Bret's frustrations with being down in NXT in his mindset, with being the NXT Global Champion to boot and not fighting in that main event later on tonight. And Pentagon Jr. just reminding him, don't take your mind off me, don't take your eyes off me, with a double super kick there.
Yeah, if the first one wasn't going to get him, the second one certainly did.
Well, if one didn't wind you, the other one can concuss you. That is the damage the Pentagon Jr. has loaded into any one of his limbs, which he may choose to strike with. On the outside we go now. What a surprise.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's actually taken until this match for the announce table to be used, I think. I don't remember the announce table being used in Coren and Sabin, which is very surprising.
Yeah, it took a while for either of those men to make it out of the ring, and it hasn't even been a few minutes, and they're already brawling on the outside.
Well, both these men, certainly Bret more so recently, has become a brawler. Pentagon Jr. always been someone in this universe who will use whatever to gain an advantage. If he can use a chair without the referee seeing it, yeah, he'll use it.
That's fitting.
But if he doesn't, but if he can't, well, he'll just kick your head off. He'll just punch you until you got a black eye, and then give the other one a black eye.
This man's kicks are like steel chairs in their own right. I guess that's one way of putting it.
Agility there by Pentagon Jr. to get out of that sidewalk slam, and Bret goes down on his back there. Pentagon Jr. going to work now. Got an opening, got an advantage, and he's going to go
calling
up.
For
I think Bret is quite some way away if he's going to try and hit that one. Yeah, and he didn't.
Like,
I think that was
how?
I think Bret, I'm going to call that one as not so much a Pentagon flub, but a Bret seizing an advantage there. He knew what he was doing. He was playing possum when he stumbled up. And even if he just took one step back there, Pentagon couldn't reach him. And shout out to the ref there for taking a while there to decide to actually go for the count on a Northern Light suplex, and that allowed Bret Hart to kick out at one. And we got the same referee that we had on Raw the other day.
Go figure.
Are you going to say something else beginning with F then? Oh, there's a backpack stunner.
Oh, I just hit me what you were referring to.
Well done.
I would never, first of all.
Okay.
I'm a man of the children.
Disgusting. Pentagon Jr. anyway. Oh, God. Oh, pop a power bomb.
It's always a gorgeous move to see.
Bret Hart hit the mat hard on that one, but he's still kicking out. Still wanting to keep that Global Championship around his waist. Now we're going to see Pentagon Jr. perhaps slow the pace down a little bit. Plan out what this man wants to do next, but you've locked a hold in against Bret Hart. A man who knows his way out of any hold in the book. And out of the book, probably.
You know, the more you think about it, giving it some thought, Bret Hart with this sort of new sleazy, cheap
persona.
There it
is! There it is!
Oh. Well, took the words out of my mouth,
Pentagon Jr. is
I guess.
no selling it. I bet Pentagon Jr. has done something smart. I bet he's wearing a cup.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to.
or because he's felt it once, and this is Pentagon Jr., he can just shrug it off. It doesn't hurt him anymore.
He's evolved.
He needs something new to feel the pain. Oh my god! Well, there's some more innovative offense from Pentagon Jr. into the cover after it. Pentagon Jr. has been loads of covers in this match by him. He's been jumping from cover to cover, trying to put Bret down, trying to wear him out, trying to hope one of these will be a 3 count.
Yeah, we went over it before that. I mean, the more pins you do in a match, it can only
There goes the ref.
mean good things. Yeah.
Don't be surprised if Pentagon Jr. gets a cheer involved in this one.
Way to go, referee. Bravo.
He did it again. This must be the same ref that was on Raw.
Yeah, he's obviously been called down.
He's as inept as usual. Good. Oh, that was smart by Bret there. What's the point in exerting more energy? Just put your hand on the ropes.
It's been a theme for this match for Bret Hart, ring awareness.
Well, he's a master of it, obviously. And here we go. Another thing he's a master of. Bret Hart turns him over into the sharpshooter. Pentagon Jr., the ropes are right in front of him, but he can't crawl because of all the advantage that Bret has there. Pentagon's legs are just up in the air, and that, though, is a great move by Pentagon Jr. to get out of it.
Yeah, great counter for the sharpshooter. Usually a near impossible move to escape. You just gotta. Usually the case is you just gotta hope and wait that your opponent's gonna quit and let go of the maneuver.
Here goes Bret from the top, and that's a lovely crossbody. Bret now going for a cover of his own. He gets one off of it. Oh, and nothing more. Pentagon Jr. still with a whole lot of fight left in him. Bret may look for another sharpshooter here, though.
He's possible. He might be calling for it.
And he's going to go for it, one right after the other. No rest. The back and the legs of Pentagon Jr. must be screaming in pain right now.
Well, it's hard to get out of one.
But he's getting out of another.
2. Yeah, but here we go. Pentagon really giving it 100% here tonight.
Well, there goes Bret backwards a little bit, and now Pentagon taking advantage. Trapping that arm as he nailed that Uranagi.
You remember not too long ago, Bret went for a splash, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, Swanton. Do you think that was sort of tongue-in-cheek to Pentagon missing?
No, I don't think it was. I think that was Bret just thinking on his feet and looking for a good move to keep Pentagon down. Bret may be a bit more of a slimy wrestler, but I don't think he's a wrestler that likes to be smug and try and claim a one-up in any way, shape, or form. And I think Pentagon may look to rectify that missed crossbody, because he's going to fly. Way over the top rope and down on the Bret the Hitman Hart. Cleared it like it wasn't even there. The global champion down on the outside and maybe in trouble.
Yeah, taking one of those moves is never, ever easy. As we can see right now, this could be it. All he has to do is get him back in the ring.
Bret's sending him back in the ring. He's still got something left in him.
That's interesting.
Well, it didn't last that long, because here goes Pentagon Jr. once more. Oh, backstabber.
Lung blower. Is that the same thing? I think it is.
I don't know, that's a backstabber the way I know it. There's a cover anyway, and it's 2 count.
Well, great contested match, both men. Gotta hand it to him.
Taking their time, though. The fatigue has set in here. You can see by Pentagon taking a while to go for a move, and Bret taking a long time to get up as well.
And it only gets worse from here. I mean, for both men, where it's clear the end is nigh. Nah.
Nah. Definitely
yeah, I said nah.
100%.
Yeah,
oh, God. Superplex once more. Working on the back of Bret Hart. Pentagon Jr.
This could be it.
If he goes left, well, maybe it could be. Here's the count. There's 2. And I think Bret barely got the shoulder up on that one. But if Pentagon Jr. nails a Pentagon driver, this could do it from all the work he's done on the back of Bret Hart. And look at these now, just a showcase of kicks and such. Oh, here it is again. Low blow by Bret.
One for one testy and another for the other. That is...
Cover on Pentagon here. But it doesn't do it.
He's got to be wearing a cup.
Still refusing to give in here. I don't think he's one who cares about children that much. Oh, well.
Doesn't...
Bret may look to embarrass him further. It's one thing to get pinned, but it's one thing to tap out. The sharpshooter by Bret. Pentagon can't go anyway, and Bret Hart retains.
We saw him get out of 2. I guess it was hard to believe that he would get out of 3, you know what I mean?
Especially after 2 low blows as well.
Yeah,
and the focus on the groin in the sharpshooter as well.
His Pentagon double juniors have got to be feeling it.
Pentagon the 3rd. There we go. Well, Bret Hart maintains that Global Championship. He still holds on to it for another day. The division that he claims to still be his. Looks as if it's staying that way for some time right now. Another entertaining match here. Another very good match to bring to you on TakeOver. And now we let the madness potentially begin. Because coming up next, it is that fatal 4-way for the NXT Women's Championship. Is Nikki Cross going to eat her words, or will she be able to defeat Ruby Riott, Mickie James, and Ember Moon to retain her NXT Women's Championship here tonight? Fatal 4-way rules apply. Falls count anyway. No disqualification to boot as well. Nikki Cross wanted the deck to be stacked against her. She wanted to not be the odds-on favorite in every way, shape, or form, and she has definitely got it here tonight.
Of course, gotta agree with you there. And I think Nikki Cross is gonna be the one I'm aiming for tonight.
You think?
Yeah, because when I think about it for a minute and a half, you gotta have some guts to call out 3 other people or want 3 other people in a match with you, and to still roll with it. I think she has the confidence to take it home.
I mean, you make a fair point there, but it could also be argued that maybe, just maybe, she's gone a little overkill, a little overboard in the attempt to prove this.
It's always a possibility, and I'm not doubting it. Realistically, every woman in this match has, and they're on equal opportunity to take it.
Well, yeah, and of course the thing for Nikki Cross as well, she's wanted to prove this fight, she's wanted to prove that she's better than anyone else. She doesn't need to be pinned. It's much the same with the Fatal 4-Way tomorrow night at SummerSlam. Doesn't need to be pinned to lose the title. It's the same as the triple threat later on tonight. Ember could pin Ruby Riott. She'll walk out with that NXT Women's Championship. And all this thing about Nikki Cross demanding a challenge will go against her because the challenge doesn't even pin her to win.
I gotta ask, from a man who's... Do you think the women in this match are all on equal footing?
Yes. Maybe,
I believe that's
maybe excluding Mickie. But then, no, equal footing, because Mickie has a boatload of experience but heading behind her into this matchup.
Well, I think that is what's going to be cutting this apart from the Fatal 4-Way we're seeing tomorrow at SummerSlam. Because that's a whole other mess, and not everybody's looking like they're 25%.
But the outcome is still the same, you know? One pinfall is all it takes to change a title, and Nikki Cross or Adam Cole, in that case, does not have to be involved in that pinfall.
Well, that's can't argue with that one there.
Mickie James, she picked up, of course, a win in the triple threat between Ember and Ruby Riott 2 weeks ago. So she's got that experience going for her in the multi-man match. I'll let that go past her, but she did suffer a loss last week to Nikki Cross on NXT. But then again, one-on-one action, maybe a little bit different even to Fatal 4-Way. But here comes. She's only been here a short while, but Ruby Riott has left an impact in the NXT Women's Division.
Yeah, this woman's always a joy to see come down to the ring and see her stuff. She's one of the women in this match that I think brings one of the most innovative forms of offense.
She used it to her advantage. Going on the individual offense, she used it to her advantage to almost beat Nikki Cross. Out of all 3 of these women, she gave the toughest fight to Nikki Cross when they collided, and she was literal inches away from becoming the NXT Women's Champion. Maybe here tonight, though, it is Ruby Riott's night. Maybe tonight Brooklyn will riot. Let's hope not, because we kind of need to put on SummerSlam tomorrow, but figuratively riot. But if there is a real Riot, you can be damned sure this woman's going to be involved in it.
Speaking of this woman and the woman who just made her entrance, I think they're both on different sides of the same coin.
Different sides of the status quo, of going against the status quo. Like, you know, you see these normal quote-unquote people in the crowd, and then you've got Ruby Riot, who's kind of alternative in her own right, a bit of a punk rock chick, and you just have Nikki Cross, who's just her own breed. She is like what I imagine inner Chris Sabin on the outside. She is that level of demented and confused and weird and threatening. I mean, her theme has her screaming in it.
Well, I think what I see in Nikki Cross is Ruby Riot if Ruby Riot was raised by wolves who were also psychopaths.
And then went on to kill said wolves. Because I think that's something that Nikki Cross would do.
I agree. That her jacket right now, that leather is probably from the said wolves.
Yes, she skinned the wolves for that wolf jacket that she's got on there. Probably, if it's a wolf jacket, we'll never know. I don't want to ask her. I'll probably get beaten up. Anyway, who are you taking in this one?
I said it at the start of their whole entrances. I think I'm going Nikki.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go different to you because I think I'm gonna go Ruby.
Just as likely. I mean, we went over that, but what's your reasoning for taking Ruby here?
The fact that she came so close in that matchup last time with Nikki Cross just shows, and the fact is she's been here less than these three women have. In fact, these three women all came in basically within a week of each other. Ruby's been here since the last takeover, and she's already got a big name for her. She's already got the following going for her. She has proven that she can hang with some of the best in this division. In fact, she's proven she can hang with the best in this division. And on a big stage like Brooklyn, it just kind of goes, it can go the way of Ruby Riot.
Hey, well, it's hard to dispute with you because she's in a much similar situation to Coren, who we saw at the start of the show. And if Coren could do it, what's stopping Ruby?
Well, we'll see. But as this matchup gets underway, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I gotta take a business call, so you're taking over for a minute or two.
Alright, I think I can handle with that. On the outside here, we have Ember. Oh, already going to the table. That poor table. It's not the last time we've seen that, I'm sure. And then we have Ruby and Mickie, hard hitting, going back and forth at each other inside the ring. And yeah, I gotta reiterate why I'm going for Nikki Cross here. I mean, a woman of you don't know what she's gonna do and what she will do. She'd probably mutilate herself if it meant, oh wow, double top rope maneuvers and only one of them hits. And to go back to Nikki Cross here, she'd probably inflict pain on herself to keep that title, and I can't say the other three women would, if I'm being frank. And this just alternated because we saw the other two women, they were just outside, and now they just kind of switched that whole dynamic there. Of course, Ruby and Mickie are on the other side, so they can't really use that table to their advantage. You gotta think if we'll be seeing weapons here, because it is no disqualification. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw Ruby or Nikki break out something.
Alright, what did I miss? Anything? Oh! I missed this. This closed on the outside there by Ruby. But
while you were gone, this was sort of flipped out, because the two women inside the ring were outside and vice versa.
Oh, there we go. Ruby Riot, sorry.
Oh! You missed two of the women. Ruby and, I believe if it was Nikki. They both did top rope maneuvers at the same time. Yeah, might want to watch that one back.
I more than likely will. I mean, always got to be scouted for talent that you can bring up in the future. And even though ECW doesn't have a women's division, it's always great to watch the women's division taking shape here in this universe. Potentially some future Raw and SmackDown talents on the roster here. As all four women converge into the ring right now.
Yeah, well, coming from the general manager here, even if any of these women, even the one that will eventually take the loss here, I wouldn't mind seeing them on Raw.
Well, there we go. Perhaps after Brooklyn, we could see one of these four women on the roster. Who knows?
Possible, and if it's not on Raw, it very well could be on SmackDown. I know for sure they also have a very strong and enjoyable women's division.
We'll see what's going to happen with that. Oh, God! Ooh. Ember Moon and Nikki Cross with some unfinished business of their own, considering the two meetings for the NXT Women's Championship in the past. Ember Moon hoping for a win here. Definitely not.
She's got... Nikki Cross was folded like a lawn chair.
Matchup.
Just like...
No problem.
Oh, I was saying, just like that, in a couple seconds, they already alternated who they're fighting.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Oh, there's a move I still don't know the name of by Ruby Riot, and she's having none of Mickie James's DDT.
Isn't it? Well, I know what Gail Kim calls it, but
yeah, the eat defeat. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've called it the eat defeat, but I don't know what. Ruby Riot
doubt that's the technical term.
Oh God, elbows in the face there, and Ruby stumbles off.
Yeah, she hopped right up onto that second rope. That was pretty impressive.
Good agility there being displayed, and now we've got the what we had for a split second, the two counterculture women going up against one another. Oh, and we are gonna get it. Ruby and Nikki gonna collide here.
Both of our predictions going at it.
There was a float over suplex there by Ember Moon, and Nikki Cross having absolutely none of that and quickly breaking it up.
Yeah, and
I don't go for a pin right next to the champ. That's pretty sound advice.
Well, I highly doubt that she was in with the idea to win. I'm pretty sure that was just to wear
both
down
women
Nikki.
Actually just nailed their signature maneuvers. We had the springboard stunner from Ember Moon, and we had the Samoan driver by Nikki Cross. I think she was hoping to take a pinfall there, but she couldn't because Ruby Riot was getting up to her feet.
Yeah, afterwards.
Here it is.
Oh, called it.
Took long enough. Chair in the ring, courtesy of the women's champion. Wailing away on Ember and Mickie James already.
It was about time till somebody brought in a weapon.
And she nailed Ruby as well.
Yeah, and who more fitting than Nikki Cross?
Exactly. I mean, it wouldn't actually surprise me if she beats herself up with that chair at some point. Gets beaten up with that chair and asks for more.
Just starts laughing.
Something along. Yeah, who knows with her. We got three. We got three on the outside right now, going on the far side of the ring as well, making it a little bit more difficult to pay attention to.
Mickie just going outside for a second, and then immediately said nope, and went right back in to go take on Ruby.
I wouldn't blame her. Ruby Riot nailed some kicks in the ring, and speaking of back, maybe Mickie James wants to go back outside the ring now.
Very possible. I mean, I can vouch that if I was in this situation, I would not want to be within 5 feet of Nikki Cross.
Well, I mean, Ruby Riot's about 5 feet up in the air. Is a Samoan driver. Joke there being that Nikki Cross is very small.
Yeah.
Great joke.
Comedy gold.
Ruby. Sorry, Ember even in trouble. Fisherman. Yeah. Shit, I forgot the name of it. Wow, that was bad.
Oh my God. That was close.
That was, oh my God, just slapped her in the chest. Full force.
Oh God. And you see, normally when it comes to throwing a punch or hitting a slap, you gotta make sure not to go too hard yourself or risk hurting your own arm. Nikki does not care about that.
Nah,
she will go.
She'll happily break a few knuckles.
She'll dislocate a shoulder if it means that you're on the floor.
And I keep on saying Ruby all the time. I don't know why. Nikki is the kind of person as well who will pop it back into place if she sees fit. Is that on the chair? May well have been.
Ooh. Her knee sort of hit on that chair. That was nasty.
Definitely not what you want hitting the chair. Two women down in the ring. Nikki Cross down on the outside.
You said
the only woman up on her feet right now, and she's trying to take advantage by going right after the champ. And I don't know, what did I say?
Oh, you said you wouldn't want that part of your leg hitting the chair. Other than your opponent, what do you want hitting the chair? That just sort of caught me there.
Well, like as a fail-safe?
I suppose.
Your arm.
It's an odd choice.
Your bum.
arm. Yeah. That's a
Your
smart
bum
one.
will be probably the safest one, because unless you're Naomi, you're not relying on a whole lot of bum moves.
She calls that the rear view, if you didn't know.
She does, but we haven't seen her hit the rear view because she doesn't win. Anyway,
Yep, that
all
is
four
right.
women are now on the outside. We've reached
Ruby's head.
peak insanity.
Ruby's head was dangerously close to hitting the steel steps after that flatliner.
Oh, well, there it is, hitting the thin padding on the outside.
For the most part of this match that I found sort of interesting, not now, however. It's been Nikki and Ember, and then Mickie and Ruby fighting each other.
Well, it's the whole unfinished biz between Ember and Nikki, which I get right back to, because they is the move that I still can't remember the name of.
Me neither, and I feel
Really
like calling it.
annoying me. Cradle suplex neckbreaker, remembered it. There it is.
Well, she doesn't have a.
She doesn't have a name for it, it's just the cradle suplex neckbreaker.
Huh.
Cover. Ref.
What?
Referee may well have sabotaged Nikki Cross's chance of retaining the title right there. Cover. Mickie kicks out, surprise, surprise. Great job there by the ref.
Nikki should still be. She should still be champ right now. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, well, she's going to look for the tap out here right in front of the referee. Sleeper hold applied. Oh, that one stitched in deep on Mickie James. Referee paying close attention here.
She could even yell for help. She was still constricted.
That was a very nice way out of it, though. Mickie James using her larger frame to roll herself out of that one and get a loaded forearm right in the face.
Oh.
Side effect on the outside by Ruby Riot. Chip.
There's so much.
Chip.
Ooh. Unprotected chair shot to the face. That's gotta hurt.
She's going to be feeling that one ringing in her ears in the morning, but it's still not enough for Nikki Cross to retain the title.
It's sort of difficult. Well, now it isn't, but I was going to make the point. The action was taking place on opposite ends of the world. Yes, that's a reference.
Like a movie.
Yeah, just shouting out my tag team champs. But yeah, the action is really spreading apart.
Well, and now they're all going right back into the ring. And once more, it's back to the matchup that we've seen quite a few times tonight.
Yeah, and you gotta
Mickie.
think.
Oh, look at that. Backflip there. And Nikki Cross going 1-for-1. Backflipping away out of that one.
That was fun to watch.
It was very smart there by Nikki Cross. And only 2 women are left standing right now.
Now, why on earth would she gloat?
I don't know. That was a dumb move. Oh, she's paying for it. It's another one. Ruby in trouble. There's a third cradle suplex neckbreaker. Jumps right into the cover. Referee into count. Will either of the women stop it in time? No, but Ruby kicks out.
Wow, you gotta think, Ember must feel a little regret from that one. She had ample time to break that one up. She has to be lucky that Ruby is the woman that she is.
And Ruby now is fighting back, even proving that further. Hurricanrana. Mickie James, meanwhile. She gonna look for that DDT once more. She is. And she's going to nail that one onto Ember Moon, who's lying flat out on the chair right now.
From my angle here on the camera was a little iffy. Did she hit the chair on that one?
Not a clue. Couldn't tell you. German suplex there by Ruby Riot.
I think her German suplex counter is like at a 5 right now.
Lesnar would be pleased with this German suplex counter.
Yeah.
Ruby Riot spins around Nikki Cross once more. And keep on sitting Ruby Riot. And Ember Moon. Meanwhile, in the corner there, we saw Ruby Riot taunting for a second. Here's another variation of the stunner by Ember Moon.
Yeah, and she fell right back onto the chair. That can't be pretty.
All kinds of kerfuffle going on right now. The women's champion may well be down for a 3 count, but no one's going for the cover. Perhaps all thinking that because they were just 3 standing that they didn't want to go for it because it'd be a waste of time, could get broken up right away maybe.
I gotta say, very entertaining match. This might be match of the night for Doro.
This has been complete chaos and insanity all the way around. Once more, Mickie James has been laid out by a Samoan driver courtesy of the NXT Women's Champion. But you've got to imagine, we're on about fatigue in the Sabin Coren match. Imagine this level of fatigue. They've been going all out now for near enough 15 minutes. There's been a chair involved, they've been on the outside, there's been finishing maneuvers.
You know, NXT is a wrestling show, but this is not a wrestling match. This is a fight.
Yes. With wrestlers involved, basically. That's the closest we've got to wrestling. Double knees there in the gut by Mickie James, but Nikki Cross just shrugs it off. To be fair, Takeover, they're on a big stage, and I would go out as far as saying this is one of the best women's matches I've seen in some time.
And I'm obliged to agree. This is giving Alexa Bliss and Paige a run for their money. Tomorrow night.
Not counting the pin once more for some reason, but oh god, Ember Moon's going to take flight here, isn't she? Yes!
Oh,
look in the ring!
Ruby.
Look in the ring!
I was focused on the action outside. Oh!
Nikki Cross. Oh no! Ember went for the cover. Referee's got to go to it. No, ref, go to Nikki!
Oh my god. I
don't think the referee knows what to do. To be fair, that was a very confusing moment for the referee.
Yeah, but it was
two pins
very
at once. He should have gone and immediately started to pin Nikki's, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one, considering how inept he's been all night.
I'm sensing some bias.
I don't think so. Oh, she almost went into Nikki Cross. This referees can't show bias. That's illegal. Fujiwara Armbar by Mickie James. Onto Nikki Cross right now. She's not going to force the tap out. You could break her shoulder and she'll still enjoy being in this submission. In fact, she'll probably enjoy it even more. Ruby Riot going to go for that eat defeat once more. Yes, she is. Yeah, there goes Ember.
Hits it.
Mickie down. Ruby down with a German suplex. All are down.
Another German.
Nikki Cross is going to steal Ruby Riot's pin with 1, 2. Oh, she kicked out. But she jumps right back into the cover. Ember, did she give it her all? Yes, she did.
Oh. Wow.
Nikki Cross, the devious witch.
You never see that one nowadays. Going for another pin, and that's what gave it to her.
Ember, I think, just had nothing left. She gave her entire heart to kick out, just to try and keep that match alive for longer. But there was nothing that could get it to kick out of another one right away.
She gotta turn an eye to Ruby here, because what cost her that loss was what she did twice in this match. She went to the second rope and she gloated.
No, she didn't gloat. She got hit with a German suplex.
Yeah, but as you saw when Nikki Cross was in the armbar, Ruby was taunting.
I think because she knew Nikki Cross wasn't going to tap out in that aspect. I think what that was Nikki Cross being a genius in the moment, capitalizing in the best way possible, and defying the odds and walking out still NXT Women's Champion.
Well, I agree with you there.
Nikki Cross did an incredible job there, and now it begs the question: if she could beat 3 of the best on the NXT Women's roster, who can beat Nikki Cross for that NXT Women's Championship?
You know, it's really hard to tell at this point. She might as well just move up. I mean, I can't think of a single woman, even on Raw at this point, kinda, because Nikki Cross is a maniac, and she would.
We'll have to wait and see, I guess. We'll have to see if NXT can find any other talent, or maybe someone just gets lucky on the night and takes the title away. from Nikki Cross. Or maybe, just maybe, Ruby Riot will get another opportunity, because I'd rate her a close second in that match. But anyway, we move on here from the Women's Championship match to the NXT Tag Team titles. American Alpha challenging the D.C.C. Here they come.
Well, who do you have for this match?
Oh, this is difficult because they're both very good tag teams in their own right. D.C.C. I'm going to go with still. I think D.C.C. have done enough. I mean, my predictions for the night are 0-3, so I'm not really riding on much here. But oh no, well no wait, I got Coren right. What am I on about? 1-2 even. So I'm trying to go for even Stevens here and say D.C.C. I think they've held those titles for long enough. They'll try and rectify that loss earlier in the night by Chris Sabin and make sure the D.C.C. still has some measure of a standpoint in the NXT brand. American Alpha are great. I just don't think they're going to be able to do it.
I'm going to have to jump on the other side of the coin because I'm going American Alpha. Because, quite frankly, I think that what they bring to the table as far as a tag team goes, I think they're unstoppable, honestly.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, you say they're unstoppable, but I mean, they were stopped quite a few times out over on Raw, and it was why they were sent down to NXT before you took charge. Well, they found life in NXT, but so have these two men as well, under the tutelage of Chris Sabin.
Well, what we have been seeing with the whole D.C.C. situation is that even though it's only starting with one man, a chip is breaking off, and you know, who knows when the next chip can break off.
Well, I think if one other man leaves the D.C.C., I would say that leaves the thing dead in the water. Kind of shows that Sabin cannot manipulate people to follow his words as great as he thinks. But we'll see in regards to that. As for right now, we have a tag team match to look at and see who's going to walk out with those tag team titles. I mean, if you look at how the champions have been doing so far, pretty fine. 0-2 when it comes to new champs.
Mm-hmm.
So, potential. Gosh.
Yeah. I wanted to start out that American Alpha is starting out with Chad Gable. I think that's a very smart strategic decision. Because you have that big man, that hoss in Jason Jordan waiting out in the ranks.
But they've started off with a very good counter to Chad Gable as well, in the almost bullying brawler aspect that Bram brings to the table. Gable, though, using his speed to his advantage, they head scissors takedown.
Started going all out there when he reached the peak of that move. Too much fanfare.
Ooh, nice backbreaker though by Bram to just slow the pace back down. That is how Chad Gable's got to work. You know, he's going to go from move to move. Good, technical wrestling move to another. Bram will just slow it down. Hard strikes, big moves, big hard-hitting moves. And he'll do it slow as well, to his own pace, to his own rhythm. And already we're getting Jason Jordan in this match. Perhaps American Alpha operating on a policy of quick tags in and out.
That's a strategy that works. I mean, gotta say. And I think a good recipe to a tag team is when the man in their own right can stand tall. And I think that's the situation with the D.C.C. And with American Alpha, it's debatable.
What, you mean like American Alpha need each other? They need to bounce off one another?
I believe that's when they work best.
Right.
It's when they, yeah. But what I'm getting at is that I think the D.C.C., both of these men, in their own right, could be contenders for the world title.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. But what they've proven as a tag team as well over these last 4 months they've held the straps is not, just two guys coming together and doing well. It's two styles working incredibly together, two men working incredibly well together as well.
So
I know it's kind of looking like they could go on their own ways, but they've also been bouncing off each other incredibly well as well. To win those belts at the first takeover, to retain them time and time again. As a matter of fact, if memory serves me correct, I believe D.C.C have a win over American Alpha with the tag team titles on the line in the past.
Well, that definitely shows for this situation, because you got to think, if they've already had that one shot, American Alpha must have learned a thing or two or observed, because both of these men adapt to situations incredibly easily.
Well, we'll keep our eye on that one. Anyway, right now, Jason Jordan with the control over Chad Gable. Countered that Death Valley driver, and now he's dancing around the ring, basically.
Oh.
Not taking advantage of a situation that he had there. Not the smartest thing, but maybe that's the somewhat inexperienced by American Alpha being shown there, whereas the veteran Christopher Daniels will look to take full advantage, and he does so there, landing out of that attempted, well, whatever it was. He had the back locked in there, but didn't get to nail it.
Yeah, I was about to add another counter to the German suplex tally.
Up on top here, double foot stomp into the gut there. That'll take a lot of wind out of you, no matter who you are, even if you're a big hoss like Jason Jordan.
And if this early into the match they can take out Jordan, which it's not seeming right now, but just a minute ago it looked like it, that's a hard fight for Gable to pick up.
Yeah, I would agree there. And that was great work by Bram. They may not be respectable work, but he dazed Jordan temporarily, try and gain his partner advantage. Didn't pay off. And American Alpha now with grand amplitude.
Oh, wow.
But look at Bram. Bram played a genius role there. He tried to beat the refs. Before the ref could go for the pin, he snuck into the ring, and the ref has to get Bram out of the ring then before he can count the pin. Bram bending the rules to his advantage, and it enables Christopher Daniels to stay alive in this matchup.
It's kind of sickening, because if that was the case, if Bram wasn't to pull that, we would have new tag champs right now. Potentially.
Christopher Daniels, I think, with the veteran-like aspect he has to him, I think he could have done enough to kick out there. And now, this is smart. Trying to close Gable off here. Trying to make sure that he stays away from his tag team partner.
Well, as the beating is being laid down to Gable, you have Jason Jordan. He's resting. So if they can get a tag into Jordan, I think the tide will turn with enough time given him.
Well, we'll see. We shall see on that aspect. But here comes Bram. Here comes some hard-hitting punches right in the face. And a good hook for good measure as well to send him down.
Punches in a wrestling match. Always something that's painful to see. And I'm not talking about just a little left hook. I'm talking about what Bram was pulling right there. Just boxing MMA levels of fist flying at your face.
That is his advantage. That is what he brings to the table. And it doesn't, even if you're a grappler like American Alpha are, you are getting stopped right in your track if someone can punch you full force in the face.
Indeed. The problem with that sort of grappling style when you're facing someone like Bram, if you're not keeping him down 24/7, you're gonna get your comeuppance.
Exactly. That is the whole thing. But if you keep him on his back, he's going to have a much more harder time actually doing something about it. Jason Jordan, they went for a cover. Bram still got a whole lot of life left in him. Christopher Daniels, by the way, was sent down to the outside in that moment. So Bram kind of on his own here if you wanted to make a tag out.
I think they gotta take advantage of this, American Alpha.
I don't think they are. If you look at Gable on the outside there temporarily, he was bending on the ropes there. He was very much so catching his breath, and now Jordan's going to eat those punches. Bram held his own for a moment there. He did a very good job of it.
American Alpha, you made the point earlier in the match with the opening match, my bad, that Coren sort of making rookie mistakes, and I think we're seeing American Alpha pull more of those sort of slip-ups than we ever saw Coren do.
I think that, it just is the inexperience of American Alpha. That is why NXT is in most parts a developmental brand, and that is why the veteran Christopher Daniels just gained an advantage over Jason Jordan there. Beautiful work there to catch him in the side of the head. Using his speed to his advantage.
Hard hitting DDT. But yeah, on the topic of American Alpha and their sort of skill, it's clear they have all the makings of a tag champ. Oh.
And Jason Jordan just got busted open, so that completely, the big hoss is bleeding now. And I don't think Jason Jordan's been in this place before. A whole new experience for Jordan though, but he nails that German suplex just fine. You can add that one to the counter.
Yep, just did.
Spear by Jordan now. Trying to capitalize on something here. That blood may have brought like a second fire out of Jason Jordan.
It's very possible. You know you have a powerful spear when you don't need a running start for it.
Oh yeah, he just ran right at him.
It's crazy. But that fire seemed to be short-lived because back again.
Daniel seemed to put it out almost immediately.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Irish whip into the turnbuckle. Oh my god, are we going to see it? Are we going to see another? Oh, I thought we were. We're not. Okay. Now that is smart, especially for Christopher Daniels. You take away his speed where where he needs his speed. Daniels and Gable are basically even Stevens, especially given Gable has taken a lot of offense off Bram in this matchup.
With that tag team maneuver they pulled, why wait 5 minutes for a hold when you could do it in one
Gable?
move?
Oh my god, what a roll up there by Gable. He's got Daniels locked in here. Bram couldn't make the save. And American Alpha.
Wow. Pleasant surprise.
Snuck under the nose.
How?
Captured the NXT Tag Team titles.
I think that's the first time I've seen a pin like that.
What a roll up there. What genius by Chad Gable, the veteran, being caught out by something new. And American Alpha can celebrate in Brooklyn.
But, although my congrats to them, you gotta think, they really gotta improve from this point on. They only have to move up.
This is unfinished business. D.C.C will not take too kindly, and I've said in the past, a roll-up is not a legitimate 100% clean fire finish victory. There's gotta be a rematch down the line between those two teams, especially given the fact that the D.C.C were holding their own for the vast majority of that match. But we'll look at that at a different time, because it is main event. It is the big one. Can Okada continue on his reign as NXT champion? Can he surpass Tanahashi here tonight? And also, can he go through Coren, a man who he has never beaten before, and still walk out of Brooklyn the NXT champion? What do you think?
Well, you made a point. He's never beat Coren before, but if there's any day to do it, this is one hell of a day, because Coren is already worn out, for lack of a better term, from the opening match. And while it has been a long gap between then and now, I can't say he's going to be 100% going in.
So you're saying Okada?
Yes.
Okay. Well, my predictions tonight have been terrible.
I've been, on that note, I've been spot on, somewhat.
We both went wrong on the Pentagon Bret match, but I'm going to go opposite to you. I'm saying new NXT champion Coren. I think we've seen what this man can do in the past. He's something different. He's something that's almost not even human. And I think there's just that will bring him that NXT championship. But I want to just want to say this. I'm not discrediting Tanahashi at all. I'm not trying to say that he doesn't deserve to be in this match. This guy does.
Oh, of course.
Just don't think he's going to be the one walking out with the win. But hey, upsets have happened in this universe before. Look at Mr. Money in the Bank.
We just came out of an upset just now.
Yeah.
Anything could happen.
We'll see. We will see for sure as Tanahashi made his way out there. Brooklyn on their feet ahead of this match. It has been a loud night in the Barclays Center. And they're going to be loud one more time for this main event.
Man, it's really hard. You're just keeping me stuck on the thought of Coren. If there's any way he could come out on top, I don't think I can see it. I think that first opening match was the deal breaker for Coren. Even Sabin, if he were to win.
Well, they wanted to fight each other. They got their wish. And I guess in a way they are technically paying for it.
Yeah, they wanted their cake and they wanted to eat it as well, and there was a price to pay.
Well, here comes an opportunity anyway for this man who's claimed NXT to be his, this division to be his, that championship to be his. Well, Coren gets his very first opportunity to the NXT Championship here tonight. Let's see if all the words that he has said, if all that he has spoken about is true. Is this your new NXT champion? At the end of TakeOver Brooklyn. We'll see.
Well,
we gotta keep our wits about us for this one. But of course, if Coren wants to do that, if he wants to become NXT champion, he's got to dethrone this man.
This man right here, he's an A-class athlete. Actually, dare I say, that's an understatement. He is an S-class athlete. And, well, it's hard to bet against him. That's all I'm saying.
Okada. I mean, it was almost 12 months ago. Okada was told basically, you can't make it. You can't make it on the main roster. You could never be anyone. And Okada, especially this year, has proven it to be completely the opposite. He stood toe-to-toe with the D.C.C, and he walked out, not only to live the tale, but he took the ultimate prize in the NXT Championship. And when they wanted round 2, Okada was more than welcoming to allow them into his home to fight. And he still walked out with that NXT Championship. Okada, while he has defeated and defended that championship against Sabin twice, his other title defense, none other than The Undertaker. He has defeated some of the biggest and best names it has to offer. Can he do it again tonight?
This man beating The Undertaker, that's a crazy thought given the situation on Raw. That adds a new layer of perspective for me, might I just say.
Oh, there we go. You can see as well. Look at the difference in the two on the outside. Tanahashi warming up, getting ready, getting his joints ready, and Coren just has his eyes on Okada. There's no warm-up for him. He's already had a grueling matchup here tonight. He knows what he's done to get here, and he will do whatever it takes to leave with that prize.
I can't do anything but agree with you on this part. This is a miracle. We've actually been on quite a roll of agreements tonight. And, well,
just wait for tomorrow. Everything will change. I'm nice tonight.
Yeah, this is the...
This is neutral ground, is what TakeOver is what NXT is.
Calm before the storm.
Oh, yeah. But it's not been a very calm night either in the same aspect. It has been an absolutely insane night of action, and here we go. The main event is underway.
Starting off kind of... Well, take that back. I was going to say starting off kind of slow, but already hard-hitting moves right out the gate.
What I noticed there was Okada looked like he was trying for some kind of drop kick maybe. And all the work that was done on the back in the starting matchup as well. That doesn't help his case. And add that one to the tally. And add that one to the tally.
1, 2, wow, that's... I think we're at 9, yep. About 9 or 10.
Well, that's a normal Brock Lesnar match, to be fair, at this point. Oh, here we go. Well, this took even less time than the Nikki Cross match.
I'm having flashbacks to some pay-per-view.
Super kicks!
Yeah!
We have seen very few of those tonight. Oh my god, by...
Wow!
Tanahashi may be written off for a little while. And he's doing the smart thing there. He's rolling outside of the ring. I wouldn't want to fight after getting smashed in the head with a steel chair.
You gotta see, to note with Coren, he's not really, like, waiting. He's not taking rests.
Oh,
he's just
he
going
wouldn't.
right for Okada.
The moment that bell rings, this man is just out there. I mean, this was a man who a few weeks ago when Okada and Tanahashi were having a title match, just decided he didn't want this to go on any longer. He went out there and he laid them both out. That powerbomb he hit on Sabin, he hit on Okada. He has left his mark on both these men, and of course the pinfall win over Tanahashi last week as well. Only helping to assist him in this one. Oh, down on the leg of Tanahashi there.
Tanahashi taking a beating right from bell to now. I feel sorry for the man.
Well, let's see if he can bounce back from it and continue on his fight here. This is not where Okada wants to be, but he's quick to respond. Elbows his way out. Drop kick, and Coren goes down. And he's going to take his first rest of the match. He'll go to the outside. It's dynamic, though, what it's done. Look, from the start of this match really to now, it's been all Okada and an opponent. These guys taking quick breaks is helping them. Okada hasn't had that luxury yet. And he's feeling it now against Tanahashi.
Yeah, good observation there, and that kind of makes you think, the more that's going on, if they could keep this up, this is going to be Coren versus Tanahashi in due time.
Oh yeah, it could very well be. But I think, I know Coren like I do, he wants to pin Okada. He doesn't want to get that title win from Tanahashi. He wants to prove that he's the best there is. He wants to pin the champ.
It's hard to... Ooh, landing right on Coren's,
he used him he basically used him as a cannonball, basically, to try and gain an advantage there, but only a 2 count. Actually, to be fair, 2 counts, from Coren this early in the match kind of goes to show that he's still reeling from that match against Sabin.
Yeah, and a point to make that's kind of... Oh, here he goes with this sort of gory bomb move thing.
Gory bomb reverse STO. That's the only thing I know it as right now. Oh, and there's a flying forearm. And once more, Coren rolls out of the ring. Tanahashi jumps in and goes after the champ. Okada has had no break thus far, and he is getting worn out every single passing moment.
Indeed, indeed. Which is why I was trying to say... well,
add that to the tally.
Another one. We're seeing... Alright, anyways. Tanahashi has a unique advantage here because he's not really on Coren's bad side, not in the same way Okada is, being the champion. And he didn't go through a match earlier. So, in terms of, condition, I think Tanahashi has the advantage. I say as he gets drop-kicked.
Well, the thing is, what you got to remember is, out of all 3 of these men, outside of this universe, we know of Okada in the past. Oh, clock strikes 12! Never mind, I'll come back to my point. He nailed it, but Tanahashi was getting up to his feet in the background there, so maybe Coren will decide against the pinfall. And he'll do exactly that. Down goes Tanahashi. This is his moment.
Not... Wow.
Cover on Okada. Oh, it's only a 1 count.
Oh, wow. That was a joy to watch. You were going to go to a point before this spectacle went down.
Outside of this universe, Tanahashi has the most experience. He has gone through some wars in NJPW. Okada's done the same, but Tanahashi did it for longer. He has fought some of the best of all time in that company. So he knows what it's like to take a beating. He knows what it's like to be busted open, as he is right now. And he knows what it's like to go through that conditioning.
Oh my God.
To take all the, to take the beating and still be able to bounce back from it. And if that was Tanahashi, he wouldn't have done what Okada just did and just launch himself. There's the frog splash, though. Coren being hit with a lot of moves right now. Getting no break, and Okada, I think, has just been busted open.
Dude, earlier in the opener, wasn't it Coren that was busted open?
No, neither of them got busted open.
Then what am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Something. But yeah, 2/3, 2 out of 3 of the men in this match busted wide open.
The one who hasn't been busted open is the one who was in a match earlier tonight.
Go figure.
Meanwhile, back in the ring, Tanahashi and Coren going at it. Tanahashi in total control here. Okada looked like he wanted a weapon temporarily, but he's going back to Old Faithful with that steel chair. Oh, into Tanahashi he goes. And, oh, there's the blood.
3 for 3.
Coren busted open. Tanahashi busted open. Okada busted open as well. Just goes to show how serious this main event is. And that's the closest Chris Sabin got to main eventing TakeOver. His finishing move.
Ow, that is a hard jab to Sabin.
Oh, and he misses the cross. He misses the attempted splash there. Tanahashi laid out in the ring. What a forearm shot there, cracking Coren right on his busted open head. Oh, take a look at this. Double underhook, brainbuster.
This is big move after big move, and what is Tanahashi doing? Oh my.
I don't know if he thought he had a moment there to try and recuperate on the top rope to try and get the crowd to go behind him, but what happened there was Okada in that double underhook had no way to protect himself. His arms were locked in. And now Coren gets Okada to himself once more. Clock strikes 12. No way.
No.
Okada having none of it, and he fights out.
You got to think Tanahashi really needs to move in as fast as he can, because with Coren, with the damage he has on him now, this could possibly be an easy win. Oh, and Okada's going for something else.
Here we go. On another high flyer.
Wow. The majority of the matches tonight have had some sort of over-the-top rope move. That's
Okada took flight in an almighty fashion there, dumping down Coren, and may look to leave himself with Tanahashi. And if he does, that's a smart move by the champion. Tanahashi, he wants Coren though. And to be fair, it's not like he could have done much because Coren was getting back to his feet until Tanahashi put the boot to him there.
Yeah, it's a very sort of oddly inexperienced move for Tanahashi to take.
Maybe he just wants a fight here in this moment. Well, he's going to get one right now. Rainmaker!
That's ended more matches than I can count. This could be it.
With 1, 2. Tanahashi kicks out.
Last minute.
Coren was nowhere to be seen there.
I gotta say, I think that might have been the equalizer for this match. I can now feasibly believe all three of these men on even footing now. Well, after the damage they've taken.
Trying to look for that German suplex that we saw earlier in the night, but Okada having none of it. He fights out. And Coren rolled out of the ring, and I don't think Okada saw maybe the blood in his eyes or the fact he was too transfixed on Tanahashi running at him.
Close 2 count there by Tanahashi and Okada.
I think it was a harsh landing for Okada is what it was, but he's not giving in. He's up to his feet, and he's going right back down. I'm trying to see everyone's blood on their face right now, see what degree they're looking at. Okada looks not too bad right now. His face isn't gushing in blood. Tanahashi, I think his forehead is pretty mangled in blood. Coren is looking relatively the same as well. And I'm pretty sure in his match against Stone Cold, Coren bled worse as well. Oh my god. Oh, what a move!
Oh, wow. For a second there, I thought Okada was free. But evidently
just what he wanted
not.
him to have. Coren now with Tanahashi all to himself.
Working the arm real nice.
Elbows in the chest as well is what he's delivering. You've got to think when you get dumped down for that clock strikes 12, you're landing on your chest as well with no protection.
Yeah.
You're going to see, it's going to be this move again. Has him up in the gory bomb, going to bring him down. And look at Okada, his blood, he's bleeding a lot worse than what he was before that knee in the face. Tanahashi hit. Oh, countered. Cheer shot right in the face.
Wow, that I was going to make a point. That gory bomb sort of move may not be a match ender, but it sure as hell is effective.
And by the way, I want to point that out right now. We were on about the blood. Okada looks like he is almost blinded by his own blood right now.
I don't think it's really phasing him too hard though, because I honestly think that's looking
He's
for
up to his feet. Is he going to go for it again? He is. Okada, Rainmaker.
It hit. This could be it.
He has to drag him away. Tanahashi at the ropes. Brings him into the middle.
He might
Coren
be
up to his feet though. Will he be able to break it up in time with 1, 2? He's got plenty of time.
He took just a minute, just another second too long to hit that pin. That could have been it.
He knew exactly what he was doing there. He wanted to take that long. He wanted to give Okada that feeling that he could achieve victory. But look at Okada now. He's almost snapped. He's going after everyone. Oh, well, that may have not been the best mindset for him. Oh. Slam sent down there, and Okada once more going to the outside. We run about him needing these breaks. He's finally getting them, but is it too late into the match to afford having these breaks?
It seems so, because now every time you're taking a break, this far into the match, you're risking someone else getting the fall.
Suplex there, but Okada's breaks are a lot smaller than the rest. He's right back up to his feet, and he's turning his back there, perhaps only realizing that it was a suplex and Tanahashi should be fine. Makes sense. Oh, what a forearm shot there. Blasting Coren, who rolls out to the rolls outside once more. Okada with a third Rainmaker.
And Coren's not looking like he's gonna make it inside this time. This could be it.
Tanahashi kicked out of 1. Coren broke up the other, but with a third Rainmaker to Tanahashi, with Coren nowhere to be seen. 1, 2. He kicks out.
Wow. WOW. I was not expecting
He's focusing.
that one.
He's just realized Coren getting back up to his feet. Okada jumps into another one, and it does it. Much the same with Ember Moon earlier in the night. Tanahashi gave it his all to kick out, but had nothing left to fight on. Okada in the moment, he got lucky. Coren was on his way right back into the ring there, and Tanahashi Okada just secured that 3 count on Tanahashi.
Hanging on by a sheer thread, man. That was intense.
With the blood pouring down his face, Okada ends Brooklyn. Still NXT champion. In one of the most grueling triple threats I've seen in a long time to boot. But what this proves, there is still unfinished business to be done between Coren and Okada.
We'll just have to see next NXT. Well, all I know for sure is that this is giving SummerSlam a run for its money.
Oh yeah. We've got a job ahead of us tomorrow to try and top this one, but congratulations the likes of Okada for retaining. Congratulations to the new NXT Tag Team Champions American Alpha. Oh, what a night of action it was. The NXT board can be proud of this one. Okada retains the NXT Championship in a match that seemed ever so difficult for him from the moment the bell rung. However, is there still a lingering threat? Is there still Coren lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike? We'll find out in the future, but that'll end this episode, Universe. That'll end Takeover Brooklyn. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys. And ta-ra.